We're listening on.
Hello everyone, welcome back to UCR Live for another week in the spectre of looming world war and everyone being drafted and violence against children and other races. Why not come and just make fun of celebrities and people's lives like we do, because it makes us feel better about ourselves. Thank you for joining us. We have a full house this week. It's good to see everyone is back. Everyone's joined us. It's a bit exciting. We have to go. We have to go to the man of the hour though, because somebody got married.
Oh shit!
Oh shit! It's locked down, Tim.
It's cut off my circulation, and I every time I touch it, I get electrocuted a little bit. So it's on there. It's on there.
That's amazing. Congratulations. Yeah. How did everything go?
Thank you. I did not, actually. And apparently there's a lot of people who lost money on that. I had a few cousins who were like, damn, like I thought you were going to lose your shit. But I did not. I got choked up once, and that was right before the reveal. But that's because I was in my own head about it. But once everything was going, it's like you didn't have time to really even think about it. But everything went very smooth, and everybody had a great time. You know, at least that's what they told me. So I just it's kind of weird trying to like get back into like normal life now, because it's like for 22 months we were planning a wedding, and now it's like I don't know what to do with myself. I guess I'll rake leaves today. I don't know.
Your day your time as the star of the show is over. Get back to normal life. Hello, Renata. Hello. We've got to say hello to Renata and Ian. They've just come back from New Orleans in the US. So
welcome back.
Welcome back.
Good ghost down there.
Yeah. But so you're just having to reassume into normal life now. You're not the star ever again.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't realize how much of a narcissist I was until the spotlight wasn't on me. And now I'm like, where the hell is everybody? But but it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. And like I said, everything worked out well. And it's funny. Everyone's like, oh, do you feel different? I'm like, no, we've already had the house. We've lived together. It's kind of now she just reminds me every day, like, oh, can you believe we're married? And I'm like, yes, I can. And it's terrifying.
Yeah. So, yes, it's official now for the rest of your life.
Yeah, that's it. So
sign the ownership papers. Now we're going to talk to the witness for the prosecution.
Yeah.
Christina.
You
survived the wedding.
I did, actually. I did. And I had to make a speech, and I said, like, it was difficult, but I was shaking most of the time, but I feel like I made it through. And then the next day I find out my mom and my aunt couldn't hear a fucking word I was saying. So whatever. But yeah, I mean, we had a great time. I cried like a fucking baby. I don't know if, anybody knew that, but I was behind my sister, behind my nieces, actually. And as soon as I saw my sister walk down the aisle, I lost it. Because I said, I was like, I'm not fucking crying. Like, it's not a big deal. I lost it. And then
she looked beautiful, though.
Oh, my God. My sister looked amazing. And
yeah, she did.
And Tim looked very handsome. And it was funny because
thank you.
When we were taking pictures, the photographer said, like, oh, I had touched Tim's head because he's bald. And honestly, I was expecting like a firmer head, but it's a very soft, like you have soft skin. It's a very soft head. Like I had to say, it wasn't like very scully, like it was the skin.
Very scully.
It was like skinny.
Also, according to Christina during her speech, I wear too much cologne, and I'm blind. And I'm just a racehorse that should be put down, basically, is what it comes down to. So,
it was
lucky to be here.
She kept it real.
It was not a toast, it was a roast.
It was a good speech. We got 3 very good speeches. Some people tend to drag on, and all 3 speeches went very well. just the right amount of humor, just the right amount of sincerity. It was good.
Yeah.
That's our girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't do sentimental with Tim. It's not appropriate, honestly.
You know,
So,
Now I have to go through all these photos now that I know I'm not blocked.
Yeah.
I swear I didn't block you here. I promise. I really don't know how that happened. I thought we were friends. I guess it was just through Uncensored. Yeah.
You put him on Facebook. I didn't see a thing.
The Trump argument.
2 weeks ago.
Real.
2 weeks ago, I blocked you. I was like, fuck that shit. Fucking man, what the fuck is her last name? No.
It's really like the freaking talk now where they unfollow each other. They're like, fuck you, bitch.
Oh my God, no, never.
Never, no.
I love Trump.
We're too nosy.
I promise you, I have never blocked a Trumper. I've been blocked for being anti-Trump, but I have never, because people are allowed their opinion.
I had to
some of them.
I had to like unfollow my aunt. That's the only thing I've done is just unfollow. Just not like block or anything. Just I don't want to see her feed. That's really what I did. I just like hid her.
I
hid
do
her.
have one relative that I unfollowed, but not because he's a Trumper, because he's an ass.
The unfollow.
Well, those usually go hand in hand anyway. So
yeah,
it's a great feature.
It is.
It is a lifesaver because it's coming in handy.
It doesn't break apart families, you know. It just kind of just silently lets me.
You're removed. I don't see you. I don't have to know the shit about you.
Exactly.
And you don't know that I don't know.
Exactly.
That I don't know, that you don't know. Okay, so everyone's fine. The thing I have the Barbara Walters in me has the question though for both of you. How is the recovery process
post-wedding?
Post-wedding, it's like
I
know that Tim's probably not. Tim's probably not smashing the booze. Like,
oh, you kidding me? He was drinking.
I was drinking. I was making my groomsmen do shots here with me, but we only did like 2 or 3.
Yeah,
and then I was drinking some liquor, some Captain and Gingers, and whiskey smashes at the wedding. But honestly, I had zero buzz, zero hangover. So I've had heartburn ever since, which I attribute to the alcohol. But my recovery was more my feet because I'm 40. So I'm like, my feet are killing me.
This is what I'm saying. It's all good. Everyone's like, yes, wedding. You're like, no, because getting in those clothes and staying in those clothes all day long, and then you're on your feet and you're talking to people and you're looking at people and all of it. You're just like, oh my God, leave me alone.
I have to say, my groomsmen, there were 6 of them and me, so 7 of us in tuxes. We all still had either our coats on or our vests on and our shirts buttoned at the end of the night. So I applaud them all for making it, because everyone looked as good at the end of the night as the beginning of the night. So
no way,
it was good stuff. Yeah, and a couple of them boys was Hammond. So
How about you,
I was floored. I was drunk. I was high. I was, oh my God. You don't even.
Not
oh, man. I was lit. I was walking into my house and I was like, I was like, whoa. I was like, I am ready for an after party. Like, I was that drunk. Like, I just wanted to keep going. And man. And then it hurt for about 3 days after that. And my feet hurt. I caught a cold because of like how I did not sleep and how tired I was. Forget it. My body is like, you are fucking shutting down. Like, go to bed. Forget it.
You need to sleep, old girl. Go to bed. Hilarious. Well, it's good to hear that the nuptials went down smoothly. There was no need for bridezilla or groomzilla. It was all good.
No,
not the day of. It was amazing.
Not the day. That's good. That's amazing. What about the rest of us plebeians that have been doing nothing? Vera, what have you been up to?
I got to join somebody who shall go nameless. No, it's actually that's way. To celebrate his 40th birthday.
Oh, you said the words. You said the words. I wasn't going to say the words.
She could be talking about, but there ain't nobody on this show. She must be talking about that. She's talking about that bitch, Katie McCarthy. You was hanging out with her this weekend.
It was me.
There you go.
That's why she's never here.
Mostly me, but yeah.
It's the day that we don't talk about, but it has there has been an anniversary.
It did happen. It didn't happen the way it was planned, but it happened.
But sometimes that's the best, you know. Sometimes you have more interesting times when plans go awry.
Wait, do you know what I wrote? Do you remember what we wrote on your birthday cake last year?
No.
Happy birthday, you old fucking cunt, or something like
that. That's correct. That sounds true.
I have to pull up the picture.
It was something like that. Yeah.
That is actually probably the best cake and the most sweetest thing I've ever gotten. That actually almost brought a tear to my eye. You know what I'm saying?
That was the best night of my life.
That's when you know your friends know you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You get a birthday cake that calls you a cunt. You know you're loved. You know what I'm saying? Like people like genuinely know you and know that you like you get me. You didn't. You know I hate this. Like there's some sense of it. You're trying to make me smile, and you know that calling me a cunt on my birthday cake, like that's ballsy. Like
it has,
amazing.
Yeah, it's a big swing.
God.
It's a big swing, but it happened. That was a year ago.
Yeah, it's
a year ago. That was crazy. We were all together. Oh, Tim wasn't, but that's all right.
Okay.
Tim wasn't part.
He told me some good stories about that weekend because for whatever reason I was at her house very like right around that time. She's like, "Oh, I was up in Syracuse with these people I do a podcast with." I was like, "Sounds like a bunch of old cunts to me."
Yeah.
Yep. And how right you were.
And she's proved me correct. So.
Look. The funny thing is you keep coming back, so what does that say about you?
I'm a slightly older cunt, that's all.
There you go.
But so Jeffrey, how was the day that should not be named?
Well, the hard left that we ended up taking really worked out for me because I got I saw what the hell is it called? The lotion and candle joint.
Bath and Body.
That's
Bath and Body Works?
I always want to say the other one. And I was like, ooh. And the next thing I knew, we were walking out with bags like it was, the Clueless. And Miss Vera decided she was going to just like bankroll a little shopping spree. So Vera, very nice
birthday,
gift.
Bud.
Yes.
Love you.
The love.
Happy birthday.
I could.
I mean, no.
I was like,
of Jeff with candles falling out of his armpits.
It was literally, yeah.
Oh,
Jeff
yeah.
has a happy place, not unlike Martha Stewart. I've learned that, like, if you buy things for his house, he generally gets. Like, I remember we went shopping at Weggy's one day, and Jeff's like, "I want flowers. I need flowers. I'm gonna get flowers." And I bought you all those flowers. He's like, Steven. I'm like, they're flowers. It's okay. You're looking after us.
Listen, there was somebody years ago. They like. They hurt my feelings bad. You know what I mean? Like we had a falling out. And the bitch bought me an iPad, knowing like you can, you want to touch me?
You can buy my love.
Buy things. Yeah,
like that's my love language. Spend some dough. Show me how much you love me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like how much do you love me?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mama's got a MasterCard, honey.
We do love you. all I could manage this year was a message, so I apologize, but I sent you love.
You flew over here. I think you got, you know what I mean? Like there's karma points. You know what I'm saying? You bank things up for a long time.
Yeah, I sent you a message. You got Misty in the morning, so it's all good. Jeffrey Jeffrey
Whoa.
has feelings. Jeffrey has
Jeffrey,
feelings.
I have to say, Jeffrey, we've known each other for 22 some odd years, correct?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
It's looking
And there
great
have
for
been times
23.
when we've been in and out of each other's lives. But you are one of the people I can always count on if I need to.
Aww.
Oh, because I would have got a pillow and smother a bitch.
If it was coming down to it was coming down to the wire.
I will dig a hole and we will lay the cement. It is not a problem.
I didn't know that about you, babe.
Oh,
And I
dear.
love you for it.
He's a good
Listen.
man, our Charlie Brown.
I'm not asking questions. I know if you say the code word, it's like bravo, bravo. It's like, all right, I'm bringing the duct tape, the tarp. We're ready to go.
We're ready to go.
Because Earl had to die.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. And that's the kind of family we have built here at Uncensored Radio.
yeah, really.
Highly dysfunctional, but there for each other, and that's how we roll.
We're surviving.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, Tim, you've been away for a little while, so you want to pull up nice and close to the screen? It's your favorite time of the show. It's time for this
Hot load
week.
of hot topics.
Yeah.
Married or not, it's a glorious thing.
Katrina A. Johnson will set you free.
Oh, I just talked to her today.
There's some interesting stuff going on.
There is.
There is. We will be able to tell you all about. Well, I think we can talk a little bit about it. A return to the screen for Miss Katrina.
Ooh, really?
Sounds like
Yeah.
Very exciting.
That's all.
She has things.
She has
She has
things.
to come on the show then. Let's talk
She
about
has
it.
things. When it's done, when it's in the can, I think we'll be allowed to talk about it.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's exciting times.
Busy.
Very, very unexpected, but
Yeah, who
this is the thing that Uncensored Radio delivers. Who knew? Who knew that? I'm sure. I don't think anyone had this particular branch right. In there. Anyway, we'll talk about it off screen, but we'll tell the audience.
Okay.
We can have it off the screen discussion. All right. Well, we might as well start. We might as well start with the misery. Bit of misery. Lots of misery. Lots of dead people this week. We'll
We
start.
always got to talk about the dead ones. It
Because
could be
they
dead
keep
later. Who
dying.
Just get them out of the way.
Why do we
Every
gotta talk
time.
about 'em?
Every
It's
time
what
we
you
do
gotta
it. Every time we do a show, people die.
Somebody
I don't know
dies. Yeah.
Who cares? They're dead.
Like a bell
Suzanne
rings.
Summit, you
Oh.
care about
I take it back. I take it back. You're right.
Oh,
I take it
Suzanne
back.
Summers
shot to the heart.
died one day
It's
short of
so
her
sad.
73rd birthday. God rest.
Damn. Look at that underboob, I mean,
Right?
Shit, that made me
Props to that
sad.
girl. She's been fighting cancer for 15 years.
Yeah.
oof.
Time.
Damn.
She's
I didn't know that.
She was in the Olivia Newton-John boat. She fought the good fight with incredibly toned thighs, though.
Of course.
Yeah.
Thigh master.
I did
Now.
I did ask, possibly in poor taste, do you think she was buried with a thigh master?
100%.
I don't think that was in poor taste, and I would think they would bury her with her thigh master.
Yeah, why
That's
wouldn't
Money
they?
she made off
That
that
shit
bitch?
made her some goulash.
$300 million off of that goddamn thing?
Yeah.
That is incredible.
I don't know how.
Yeah.
No
much
wonder why
money
she hasn't been
was on
acting since Step by Step.
Oh,
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
word. That was the best show ever.
that. If something made me that much money and you didn't bury me with it, oh.
Right?
Whoa.
George DeWitt's got to be sweating bullets.
Step by Step theme song used to get me hype. You're like, oh yeah, come on, it's happening. Roller
I just wanted to
coaster.
go on that
in the
roller
water.
coaster. Yeah, the roller coaster.
I can only think of New Kids on the Block Step by Step every time I get into it. It's like
Oh,
yeah.
baby, gonna get to you, girl.
We can have
Oh, man.
One. We can have so much fun. Step 2.
So much
Me
we
and
can
you.
do. I can give you more.
Step 5. Don't you
Oh
know
my
that
God,
the
that's
time
hilarious.
has arrived?
I've,
Don't
I've
you
seen him in
know I
concert a couple of
need
times.
you? I know.
Wow.
So Jeffrey is a man. Oh, are you still a man in
It's
KTO?
well, no, I mean it's the only real concert I ever went to. Like before that, like the lesbians took me to go see the American Idol people. That was the only concert I'd ever been to.
Jeffrey, we need to get you.
That's
Wow.
it. That's it. I never I think my mother was traumatized. She had tickets to go see Elvis, and he died right before that concert.
Oh, what a fucker!
You know what I mean? That was his next concert, like right
You
before.
were not born then.
No, so but
No.
I so she never went to concerts, and I think that's why. You know what I
That's
mean?
why
Like,
she's scarred
she
for
had the
life.
tickets in like a picture frame. Like that bitch was pissed.
That would
It was
be
like-
Jeffrey. Does she still have her secrets?
Yeah. Oh yeah, she
You
wouldn't
need-
give- she knows.
You need to go in that house.
She knows.
They would be they would be collectors.
It was just a couple days away.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Go in this window.
She was finally gonna get to see him.
Show me where I am.
Yeah, whereabouts in there? If this was the map of your mother's house, where would the tickets be?
Here's a pen and paper.
We didn't do concerts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that was not our.
That
And
would
my
be
grandmother
scarring.
was a singer, so it's
Yeah, I've heard Grandma's song. She's makes me go just a little bit. Oh, Grandma. Oh.
yeah, something.
She makes me get down a little bit. I like Grandma. She was a singer. She was a sassy
Something.
lady.
Ooh.
She was a sassy lady. I enjoy a sassy lady. Because we lost another sassy lady this week.
Oh, another one.
They're all gonna laugh at you.
Piper
They're all
Laurie.
gonna laugh at you.
Yeah.
They're all gonna laugh at you. Piper Laurie from Carrie and Twin
Yep, she was
Peaks.
the mom and Carrie.
She
the original
did.
character.
They're all
Oh.
gonna laugh at you. They're all gonna laugh at you.
Yeah,
You
but what
dirty
was she
pillows
in?
that's showing.
Yeah,
What,
you dirty
what was
pillows.
she in more recently?
Twin Peaks.
No, someone she was older.
Ooh, she's in a lot. She had so much television, it's ridiculous. She's in the
She also
faculty.
did a ton of Broadway.
Oh, the
Yeah.
faculty.
She was in the
Yeah,
faculty.
she was the
that
teacher,
movie.
right?
Yeah, she was one of the teachers in the faculty.
Yeah.
She was great. She was such a raging cunt in Twin Peaks, though. Oh, so evil.
Who was she in Twin Peaks?
She was the old mate's sister. Red hair, like she had really red hair, and she had the husband that was real simple that found Laura Palmer's body.
I'm gonna have to rewatch it.
You have to rewatch it because she's a cunt, but she's she did. Rest Piper, and I don't think anyone on the panel except maybe Vera and me will know who this next woman was. Anyone ever watched Dark
No.
Shadows, the
Dark
TV
Shadows.
series? Dark Shadows.
Oh, I know the show. I've never
Dark
seen it.
Shadows. Cult
Dark
following.
Shadows. The
She
original
died.
Dark Shadows, not
The original,
remake.
not the remake, the original, which I have my massive box set behind me of Dark Shadows. Yes, I'm weird. It's okay. She died too.
I
But
think that Dark Shadows is the reason I can't watch horror movies.
really, you were too scared
Because
about Barnabas
my mom
Collins.
used to watch it when I was a kid, and it traumatized me.
Oh, see how weird was it?
Ooh.
Like in the years of like Days of Our Lives and stuff. All of a sudden, there's a soap opera that has vampires and werewolves
Yep.
and witches and ghosts and all that kind of stuff. It's like before its time, before Marlena was ever bothered by the devil, there was Dark Shadows, right? There's
Yep.
Dark Shadows. That's all I have to say. It's a great. It's so. I love it. The acting is so huge and like it's all.
And the
Rick-
actor
Rick-
that played Barnaby Collins was butt fucking ugly, and all these old women used to
Yeah,
think he
all the
was sexy.
they
And I'm like,
yeah they got
"Oh."
moister than an oyster over Barnabas Collins with the Beatles haircut. It was sexy. It was a sexy look. It was sexy times. But like because it's recorded like live to film, so there's like flies flying around and landing on people's faces and stuff, and you can tell when they fuck up their lines. They're like, what? And shit falls over. It's great. It's the best fun to watch. I love it. I sit there and just go like this. It's very soothing. Then something scary happens. You're like, that's a fucking ghost. And you're like, how did you manage this? How did you manage this shit in the 1960s? I don't get it. How did that happen? But that's okay. But sad news, not dead, but Michael Caine is going to is retiring.
He should.
He's
Jesus,
90.
take
He's
a
he's looking like he's ready to
Look
retire.
at him.
Yeah, he can't walk.
He's
My,
like 90.
irony, Michael Caine can't walk without a cane now.
Oh,
That's what he said.
But it makes me sad.
Man. That's
Yeah.
a dad joke.
I
Yeah.
enjoyed
Dad
him.
joke.
I thought he was good.
Enjoys Michael Caine.
I think the first time I remember like paying attention to him, and this is embarrassing,
Michael Caine.
was Jaws 4.
That's what I was about to say. I was about to say
that.
favorite
Fingers crossed that's what you were going to say.
was the revenge. How this
Oh,
movie
man.
this movie keeps popping up every couple of weeks.
I love
I don't know
Jaws as
I
a
don't know
kid.
what it is trying to tell me, but this movie has popped up in my like sphere of influence like about 5 times in the last month. It's crazy.
So you just to be really depressing about it, did you know the little girl in that movie, she ended up dying like 3 or 4 years after that movie was filmed because her father stabbed her and her mother to death and then set the house on fire.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Hollywood.
Like she has like a crazy
Christ.
story. Yeah, really, really dark and twisted. And the guy who played her father in that, who played Michael in that movie, was one of her pallbearers at her funeral.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
it.
So
I just love
so
I love
cheers.
the premise.
Yeah.
The premise of Jaws 4 is that sharks have genetic memory
Mhm.
and will follow a family from America all the way to the Bahamas to bite them off the back of a banana boat.
Yeah,
Wow.
right.
I enjoy it. I
Very
think
realistic.
realism, gritty
Sharks have
realism.
memory.
at its
Prove me
best.
wrong.
They growl.
They growl too. The sharks growl.
Sharks.
I don't care.
Oh
I
my
wanted
god.
to scream.
I think that's my favorite sequel, actually.
I don't know. I
Oh my
really
God.
liked. I loved the second one, right? For what it was, right? I
Is
loved
that the
them
one?
all
Wait,
for their own thing.
is the second one where they're in the underwater tunnel and it's over the top?
No, that's the third
No,
one.
that's
I love
Jaws
that. That's
3.
with Leah
That's Jaws
Thompson.
3.
I
Right.
love the third one.
Yes,
That was
yeah,
like it
and
used to
Dennis
be on
Quaid.
USA. I had it like
Dennis
taped off
Quaid.
a TV where it was like, you know, the USA with Roundashire and shit.
Supposedly, Dennis Quaid was so high on drugs during that he doesn't remember giving a single line that entire movie.
Well,
No,
Oh my
I just
God.
watched all four. I just watched all 4 Jaws with the girls. They were like, "Oh, we've never seen it," so we watched all 4 movies back to back to back to back. And I'm a big IMDb guy, so like I scroll through IMDb while we're watching each movie. So like that's where I learned about the little girl and Dennis Quaid being fucking out of his mind on cocaine. But yeah, no, 2 is the one with he makes him bite the electric cable with at the end where the kids are all sailing.
yeah.
But I love those fucking movies. Phenomenal. Oh god, such good
Actually,
movies.
3 and 4 are the more interesting ones because they're like, how can we make this work?
It was just they went bananas. Like
Yeah.
the first
Yeah.
2 are good because they're
You're
like
reaching.
stories, right? You know what I mean? Like they're kind of like those are like
Well-
their own story, and then 3 and 4 are like just crazy and like off the fucking wall, and it's like they're fun in their own way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Roy Scheider only did the second one to get out of his contract with Universal or something like it's something crazy. He was like he regretted doing the first one so bad, but I just saw that it was like one of the top 10 scariest movies of all time. They said.
Why would
The
you
original-
regret?
the
Why
original.
would, why would you
Scary.
regret doing the original? I would regret doing the original.
What was it?
Yeah, I don't know. He said like it. Yeah, right. It was terrible, and he wanted out, and Spielberg and him were tied in for the second one, so that's why like the cast match up for the first and second one. But then, like you said, somebody else took it over in 3 and 4, and they just went fucking off the walls with it.
So
Where it was almost like
let's
a
get
joke.
let's get this straight. He was embarrassed by Jaws, but fine with Sequest DSV.
I don't think he wanted to do that either.
Like,
I don't think he can speak badly of it because of Jonathan Brandis. So I think he just kind of pushes that to the
at least
to
call
the
the,
back burner. and just
at
lets
least
that
call the
be.
dolphin a cunt or something. Like,
Yeah.
come on, that scene stealing dolphin.
I vaguely think there was something with that show too. Like I don't think he was a very happy dude. I think maybe he had to take that for money. There's something with his story. Like, it was just nuts.
I love that we had a show on in the 90s where one of the stars was a dolphin. And that was prime time viewing. I remember when that show came out. That was prime time viewing. Sequest DSV.
Yeah.
It's like underwater with a dolphin.
Do
and
you
Jonathan
remember
Brandon's-
the fucking Hulk Hogan thing?
I don't think
with
we
the
wanted.
boat?
No, I don't think we got it here.
Oh.
Oh, girl.
I don't remember it.
Oh.
It was like a
Oh.
USA thing.
Oh.
I was old enough to go to bars then.
Wait,
Oh, I remember-
Hulk Hogan did the boat.
What about
What
that? Here we go. This will test people. What about
Okay.
Baywatch Nights? Anyone?
Oh, Angie Harmon.
Baywatch
I-
Nights.
That's they watch.
Angie Harmon is a good one. Yeah, I never watched it, but I do remember it
It's
being on for a lot of reasons.
David Hasselhoff going, The X-Files is popular. We could do that. No, David. No, David, you couldn't.
The X-Files
do
was
that.
good.
The X-Files.
He
The X-Files
should have
had,
Was good.
Yeah.
just done like Knight Rider meets Baywatch, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like have been
he could have
like
played. Imagine how much he would have loved playing himself twice.
yeah. Like Mitch had amnesia the whole time or something. It was really Michael Knight. Woo.
Yeah, like the
Oh.
like the Bob's Burgers and Archer crossover, where because the guy that does
Yeah,
Archer
yeah,
also is
right.
supposed to, and they did the crossover episode where it's like, yes, we're undercover. Hi, they have a lovely voice. It's great. I love it. But you don't get TV like that anymore, do you? Everything's very
No.
real
It's okay,
sad.
though, isn't it?
sad
okay
families
with
and
that.
shit. Where's the escapism these days? The last thing I remember that was kind of like that was that La Brea show where, hold on, we're falling through a hole
Oh,
in
yeah.
the earth into prehistoric Earth. 'Cause
Isn't like the last season on or something right now?
yeah, but that used to be like the general premise for the show. Hey, you wake up and there's dinosaurs, or like, oh, I remember Sliders.
Oh yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
No, I don't know that one at all.
Oh, that's
There you
weird.
go.
I just read a thing about that guy who like regretted leaving it or whatever.
Jerry O'Connell. Oh no, the fat guy, the old guy.
Yeah.
He got that was if you want a messy TV show, that's a messy. Oh, Vera's
What the hell happened?
band. I don't know. This is the second time. It's the Mad Hatter's team.
Crazy.
Change places. Every episode, we're just gonna swap
Cheers.
it around.
I got
swap it around.
whipped.
All right, I have to ask then. Everyone's favorite guilty pleasure show, even if it's like bad. We know Vera's.
What?
Guilty pleasure show.
No, that was not even it. That's not even close.
Anyway, come on, guilty pleasure.
Not it.
Jeffrey, you have a lot.
Oh yeah, I do.
Jeffrey's going to start us off. Come on, go.
Wait, you gotta know what it is.
Dynasty, Dallas, Melrose Place,
Oh, Melrose Place.
Beverly Hills 90210.
Oh yeah, that too for sure. Yeah.
There has to be worse.
Wait,
though.
but the modern,
There has to be-
with Schitt's Creek. I've watched that damn thing.
This creep,
Crap.
though. This
Oh, I love Schitt's Creek.
That's not bad. I
I've watched it
bad.
like 4 times though. I've watched the whole series 4
Who
times.
hasn't?
I'm about
Yeah.
to watch it again. That's a lot. I
Word.
think that's obsessive. I
No.
only.
No.
Oh,
You want all right? This will
Yeah.
this will jump into. I'll segue into some news. You want a show that has been watched like I cannot count the amount of times in my life since it came on TV that I have not seen Absolutely Fabulous.
I love this.
I have watched Ab Fab millions, I reckon hundreds of times each episode. And
Mhm.
the good news is that there is an Ab Fab related project
Yeah.
being written. So any fans of Absolutely Fabulous, Jennifer Saunders has has shaken on it with Dawn French and said that by Christmas it will be written. So something related to Absolutely Fabulous will be coming out, which is good because they were always going to do a like an episode dedicated to June Whitfield, who played the mother in the show, who passed away. She's the first cast member to pass away. And it's going to be sad without her. I don't know how it will work, but hopefully that's what they do. But anyway, Jeffrey, I call you on those TV shows because I know you've watched worse. I know that you watched Models Inc. I know that you watched Savannah. I know that you watched.
Yeah, but I didn't watch those like obsessive.
Yeah, those are guilty pleasure shows, you know.
What was that? What was that? What was
I
that?
think they are.
Was it University Hospital? Was that it? Wait.
Oh, General Hospital. I watched.
No. The ones with all the nurses in it. The ones with all the nurses. I only read for
Grey's
one
Anatomy.
season. No, it was
What
only
was that show? What's the show?
No, they weren't naughty nurses. They weren't naughty nurses.
Oh.
They were just regular ones.
Oh, I loved what was that damn talk show with Mother Love? Forgive or Forget. Did you ever see that shit?
No. Did you watch? What about? Oh, actually, I used to. Do you know what? I used to have Lisa Gibbons talk show. That was.
I
great.
love Sally Jesse.
Oh, Sally Jesse. What about you, Christina? What's your trash TV that you were like, yes?
So like the trash guilty pleasure show is Jersey Shore. Honestly,
Jersey.
I'm a cluster.
Jersey.
Yes.
Oh god.
Uh-huh.
It's not a puppet. It's a snooki. It's not a puppet.
Like what's on air?
You
Is
watch
it
your
still on
reunion?
air?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm still watching it. Yeah. Oh yeah. There's still new episodes coming out, and I can't get enough of it.
I like that. I like that they've done that though. I like that they've gone back for that thing that was like a huge cultural thing, and they went, well, this is these people fucking now. It's like, look at them now.
And they're all doing like amazing. Like,
what do they do?
So
what is this show about now? Like them like wiping babies' ass and shit?
Bad Girls Club.
Yeah, well, they all have babies now, and you know, people are coming out of recovery, and Mike got out of jail. That's really how it like all started. Like, you know, it's just a bunch of shit. Like,
and we
they all came back and they're all grown up, and you know, they're all still doing the same shit though. It's hilarious.
Ronnie finally stopped it. Ron, stop.
Yeah, they're not. But Sammy came back this season.
She did.
Sammy came back this season.
Sammy,
so it's a
sweetheart,
huge,
Sammy came back.
Yeah, so like, you know, again, I have to catch up with the episodes, but that, and I have watched Grey's Anatomy about 8 or 9 times. The whole series, 8 or 9 times.
Are you still watching it though? Are you still watching it?
I just started it again, so I'm on the 7th episode.
I'm saying still watching it now, like these seasons.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, that's commitment.
Still going.
That's commitment.
And New Girl. I will watch New Girl over and over and over again.
That's not bad TV.
I love New Girl.
Yeah, but those aren't bad TV.
Funnier than Friends.
Yeah.
Funnier than
Those are
Friends.
like my 3 like go-tos on like, you know.
Tim, I can only imagine.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't know that. I mean, it's not really a guilty pleasure, but it's like my go-to show is, and I never watched it when it's actually on TV. It took it to be like on Netflix for me to watch the series 12 times. But Seinfeld is, I love it. I love Seinfeld. I think it's the fucking funniest show I've ever watched.
I was a late comer to Seinfeld. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I hated it when it was on. I was like, this is so stupid. But then I fell in love with it. But right now on Netflix, Love is Blind.
Me and
Melissa marathon watched. We just watched one season in 2.5 days. It was like we just blew through it. It's crazy. And then she's got me hooked in like all those like shows that are attached to it.
Did you watch any of that Love Island?
Oh, Love Island we did not watch. We watched The Ultimatum, and then there was one that had like people who were on the show that you had to like set up with. I don't even know what the hell the premise was.
Oh, now I just watch it.
Watch the first 3 episodes of Love Island. It's
Okay.
All right, V, come on, surprise us with
Oh
something.
hands are going.
I'm kind of even embarrassed to say it out loud.
I want to
like
know
a
so
Zoom
badly. I want to know. I want to know.
I am a Heartstopper fan.
Oh, that's nothing. There's nothing wrong. Heartstopper.
What the hell is
Heartstopper.
What's Heartstopper?
Heartstopper is sad gay teenagers
It's a young coming of age.
Oh, okay.
thing.
on Netflix.
That's
Oh,
not
I haven't heard of it.
good.
That's not good, Jeff.
I thought you were gonna say. I thought you were gonna say Water's World on Fox News.
No,
So-
the person I watch obsessively, I will watch Ted Lasso end to end to end.
Yeah, that is a good show.
This isn't bad TV, guys. This is not bad TV. Like most of you have mentioned things. The one thing I want to see, like since Christina mentioned it, and I don't know that they would ever do it because, well, they have been the same. I want a reunion series of The Simple Life so badly.
I
want
watched it.
I want Paris
I
and
did
Nicole,
watch
the
that.
age they are now.
Oh yes. I was like, wait, what? I was like, I know, but I don't know.
Simple
That'd be
Life.
funny.
Kind of really the
Gold.
big one,
It was
wasn't it? Really,
fucking
like
gold.
the first one.
That show.
But did you watch? Did you watch the like Paris's wedding thing, like wedding special?
I watched some of it.
Like she grew up quite a
But I
bit.
lost track.
Like
of it.
she's not even close to like the old Paris. Like
No, but it's a
I was
character.
actually shocked.
Yeah, it's a character she puts on. She's like,
She's
Yeah.
acting.
yeah. Everyone's
Oh, I-
everyone's angry at her
she's
now
cute.
because she said her baby's first word was yes. Yeah.
That is fucking hilarious.
That Jeffrey, that is a legit
Yeah.
story.
I
People are like,
can't.
people
no,
are
but
done
it's
with-
like just say it again.
Yes. You forget how, baby. I have Paris Hilton's album. Don't come at me.
I do too. Listen, there's my guilty
Oh,
pleasure
God.
music, bitch. Stars
Yeah,
are
that's good.
blind. I thought that was like the
Stars
summer
Are Blind.
cup. I was
fuck,
like,
fuck everyone. Stars Are Blind is a bop. I don't
It's my
care.
shit.
I don't care. I don't care who you are. There's like one bad song on that album, and I don't care what anyone says. But we will talk about it because I'm gonna have to find someone else is interested. But in 4 short days, the world as we know it will come to a screeching halt when Britney Spears drops her biography
Oh.
and she has started dropping bombs, and the NSYNC promo tour Let's Rehabilitate Justin's Image all makes sense now with the revelation, the first revelation from the book, that Britney and Justin got pregnant when she was 18 or 19. And she wanted to keep the baby. He did not want to be a father. So she got an abortion. He then cheated on her with another celebrity and broke up with her.
Dun, dun, dun. Is this
All
true?
This is true. Allegedly, from Britney's point of view, this is true. And
I
it
have no
explains
doubt it. Why would a woman
a
lie about
lot.
an abortion?
It explains a lot, I think, if you look at her life and how her life panned out after that. The fact, one of my friends said, the fact that she let the biggest piece of white trash in the world impregnate her screams that she just wanted a baby. She didn't care. You know what I mean? She didn't care who the father was. She wanted a baby. And like everyone's now there's a whole big
That's what I'm saying, man.
renaissance of the time about the meaning of the song Every Time is about the baby and the abortion and the end of the relationship as opposed to heartbreak. And yeah, I think this is the first, because the other thing that's just come out is that they were apparently secretly engaged and ready to announce it before the abortion, because there's a photo shoot that People magazine had done with them where they're all like lovey-dovey in the house together, and they never actually lived together. So they were ready to go down the let's get married route, but things changed.
They were too young. They were definitely.
But this is what I said. You've got to think back to the early 2000s. She was the biggest star in the world.
Yeah.
She was Taylor Swift. Like what Taylor Swift is now.
Well,
At
they both
18.
had teams
And-
surrounding them. You think that they're as young kids, the decision was either one of theirs?
No, not at all. Not at all. I don't
No.
think
But they were both children.
Yeah.
Mhm.
essentially.
I mean, that's not an excuse for anybody's behavior, but they were kids. So
Yeah.
I don't think what happened to her is okay. But I also don't think we now need to go attack the other person involved
I
in this
agree.
situation.
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
that's something that, you know, you could have
Because
really kept to yourself.
it's not,
Um,
you know what I mean? That's also his trauma too.
But what they're noticing now is
yes.
not necessarily attacking. People are going back to look at the interviews around that time, and him talking smack about her
Hmm.
as when he is the one that allegedly because the story has always been that Britney cheated on Justin, and that's how their relationship folded, and that's why Crimea River came along and all that kind of thing. But it turns in Britney's version, whether that's to be believed or not, it's quite the opposite, and it's very coincidental that we're all on this nostalgia trip now about how the good old days of NSYNC and when things were pure and lovely. And don't just forget that Justin was like fondling a woman that wasn't his wife not that long ago, etc., etc. Let's get the boys back together and make sure that, you know, we're ready to go when his album comes out next year. Oh,
Yeah.
but yeah, I there's a few people that should maybe be running scared. If I was an ex, I'd be very concerned because I don't think she got any fucks to give at the moment. She's just like, whatever. Christina Aguilera was on Jimmy Fallon, I think it was. Meanwhile, Ozempic Queen.
Oh yeah.
Really?
She's looking. Whoa. She looking. I'm gonna find a photo. She's
Find the
looking
photo.
high and tight. I'm like, whoa. She's like, yeah, she's looking good. And he was like, do you want to be in the book? What do you think she's gonna say about you? And she's like, whoa, I don't need that information. It's like,
That's
because
what, like, don't they need permission to put people in books? Like,
that. I think that's what's held this book up so much. Like, this book was supposed to be out mid last year, and there's been a lot of legal wrangling around what exactly is happening. But anyway, this is Christina Aguilera. We're going to move on in a second. I just want to show everyone.
Wow.
oh wow,
Ozempic Queen. Good
Shit,
on her.
girl.
Get that camel toe out. Get it out. In Australia, we would call those mumblers
Why?
because you can see the lips
In
moving, but
Canada,
can't
we
hear
call
what
them
they're
moose
saying.
knuckles.
So wait, moose knuckle. What's the moose knuckle?
Yeah,
No, that's a
moose-
guy's testicles. That's a guy's testicles in that situation.
All right. I have a little
Like
question.
this.
It's gonna be interesting. Oh god. No! Ah!
No, Nick Jonas.
Oh, that's right. Before you die,
Yeah.
see Jim's
Yeah.
balls.
Uh-oh.
7 days. I have a question for you. This one will be interesting because we have some parents on the Once again, I have stumbled into Reddit because it's fun to do. And I'll ask you guys a question. A woman has taken to Reddit and then like the am I the asshole moment about essentially ending a relationship with her best friend over her best friend labeling her child a brat. So this woman has a 2-year-old son, and he was, exhibiting all the kinds of behaviors that a 2-year-old might do, screaming and crying and all that kind of stuff, and da 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 da. And she was not too pleased with her reaction. So this is what she said: seeing how he drops and screams when he doesn't get what he wants, cries a lot, etc. Today she said he's a spoiled brat. And then the mother tried to defend her child by explaining his age and emotions. This is interesting. She kindly requested her friend refrain from using derogatory terms as she feared it might harm her child's self-esteem. To which her friend said, I guess I won't come over anymore since you want to be mad about stupid things. How do we feel about other people's opinions on your children. Christina, we've lost Jeffrey for a moment. Would you want to start us off? You got 2 little ones.
Okay. My son is completely impossible. I can't really say anything on the matter because he has social anxiety and he loses his fucking mind when there's a lot of people around. I don't know
He's a COVID kid,
what it
right?
is. He's a COVID baby. Yes,
COVID baby.
this is true. Everyone says that. Yes. So I'm nervous that it's like on the autistic spectrum side, but everyone's like, he's just a COVID baby. He's not used to it. So we're chalking it up too. But I don't think he's a spoiled brat. I don't think that's how my son acts. I mean, if I see a kid who's acting like a little fucking asshole because he's not getting his way, that's different than a child who's overwhelmed with the situation. So I feel like it's 2 different situations. And I feel like if my friend were to call my kid a spoiled brat and I knew that he was a spoiled brat, I would say, yeah, he's a fucking asshole too. And I agree. Like, I can't.
We know that you're not.
Like,
We know that you're not shy. We know that you're not shy.
Yeah,
your
like,
opinions.
I'm calling a kid an asshole any day of the week. So again, it wouldn't affect me unless I thought like otherwise. Don't call my son a spoiled brat because my son is not acting spoiled. But yeah, if he's acting spoiled, I would agree with you. Yeah, he's a fucking asshole. He's acting spoiled. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be like we can't be friends anymore. They have their opinion, and I mean, you're acting kind of soft, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Get over it. Kids are kids.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to you next, V, because you have the auntie pass, so you can sit out. You sit outside the bubble, but not really outside the bubble because
I don't know that. Anytime my friends' kids have misbehaved in front of me, I haven't hesitated to correct the child in the moment. I'm not gonna sit there and let the child be an asshole to me. You know what I mean? Or to anybody else. You know, if I see
me and Tim know that firsthand.
if I see a little kid at a birthday party hitting another little kid, whether they're my kids or not, I'm going to intervene. You know?
Yeah.
So I'm not going to sit there and judge the kid. I'm going to give a teaching moment.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, what Dave has to say, it shows how much he values friendship. I probably wouldn't have agreed and say, unfortunately, it's frowned upon to kill them. If a stranger said it, well, it's open season. Fair enough. Fair enough, Dave. If a stranger says it, it's different. Tim, you've got a different point of view as well, being a stepdad. You're like, sometimes, like, how does that factor in when it's you're being put in the situation?
So when me and Melissa first started dating, the girls were little. They were only 4 and 5. And I'm not going to lie, they were kind of spoiled brats. And I've said things to Melissa's mom about it. Me growing up, we were handled physically if we acted like that. So we were, children to be seen and not heard type of thing. And, be thankful for everything. So one of the first things I told the girls, like when we moved to the house, was my discipline comes from the space of my job is to make sure that little assholes don't turn into big assholes. So like I'm trying to correct you now so that you don't become an asshole adult that nobody likes. I agree with Vera 100% when a teaching moment arrives, and I use that phrase all the time, like with Melissa. I'm like, this is a teaching moment. Like you need to let them know why this is wrong and why they're not to behave this way. And everybody has their opinions. Everybody's entitled to their opinions. That doesn't mean that you have to like it, accept it, or agree with it. So, like, to end a friendship over it, like, you know what I mean? I think the adults in that situation need to be a little bit more mature. But at the same time, if your kid is being a little fuck, you need to discipline the shit out of that kid.
I know other people be upset with me, like, you can't do that. That's not your kid. But it was never the parent of the kid that was upset with me.
Right.
It was somebody else who said, how dare you talk to somebody else's kid? And it's like, if their mom doesn't care that I took that teaching moment, then it's really none of your business.
I think I've said it before on the show. My friend group when we're all together and the kids are there, we have a rule of nearest adult. So it doesn't matter whose kid it is. if someone's doing something fucked up, or someone's doing something dangerous, or being a little shit, then nearest adult takes care of it, and then
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
we as adults can sort out the problems after that, but nearest adult is
Right.
That's when
that
you
we
know
do.
you have a good friend group. Like when your friends are around and you know that, like, you're like that's a very comforting thing for parents.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you want
That someone-
your friend.
That
Yes,
someone
like that's
looking
a
after
nice
your
feeling.
kid with their best intentions.
Yes.
And it doesn't mean that you always have to treat them with kid gloves.
No.
And the kid is not always right. Their feelings are not always correct. Yes, everyone's feelings are valid, but the feelings that they're displaying and how they display them are not necessarily correct.
Well,
And it's people's job to inform.
To mind. We were having a friend family party. It was 4th of July. We were all at the lake. There was mixed friend family. My friend Kathy Klein, her daughters were young teenagers. My niece was 3, maybe 4, and she was having a full-on meltdown. She was just beyond tired, overstimulated. She was crying and sobbing. And we're sitting around the campfire, and everybody's nerves are frayed because when children are crying, people it's instinctual. You want to protect the child, And I just turned to Alyssa, who was 13 years old, and I said to her, Alyssa, if a boy ever comes to you and says, "You would if you loved me," you remember this moment and how hard it was, And the child's grandmother, who had just met me for the first time and didn't know me from Adam, she was like, "Amen."
See, it does take a village. It takes a village. And Jeff, you've got 3 very headstrong boys in different ways.
Listen, I was pro all this shit years ago because in my daycare contract it was like, if your kid's an asshole, you're going to be removed from the daycare. You're going to owe me money. And I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
So, sometimes it was difficult calling people and be like, listen, you got to come get your kid because it's an asshole and it's your fault. And you now owe me money and you've lost your spot and you still have to pay for 2 weeks because you lied. Because people would come and they knew their baby would scream all day long. And it's like, dude, I'm not doing this. You know what I mean? Like your kid, you hold your baby all day, which is fine. You know what I mean? You should be able to do whatever you want, parent however you want. But it is not fair to your child to be the parent that's like having your kid in the thing all day long or hold them all day and then drop them off to a daycare center where they can't be held all day and to not wean them off. Yeah. Like that is so cruel. It's not fair to your kid. It's not fair to the other kids. It's not fair to the daycare provider. We're not doing this. Yeah, come get your kid. The kid's not going to scream all day. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, no.
And I think it was very interesting. It was very interesting going back to us all being together last year in your house at just how well your boys listened to every adult in there, because there was a lot of adults in the house, and we all
because they don't listen to me.
Yeah, we all took turns. we all took turns. Having a day being in charge, and they did really well. I know that sometimes some kids like brush against someone else telling them what to do, but your boys were really good.
They know that anyway. I'm exhausted and outnumbered. You know what I mean? Like they know how to work me. They're like, oh, we know. Listen, if I get him and then you go, I'll go one more time and we'll get to watch TV because he'll be exhausted.
He'll just get in.
You know what I mean? They'll just put me right through the washer.
We did have a good little system going there when we did morning schoolwork and everyone was separated and fine and it was all good. We had a good little system going there for the couple of weeks that we were there. And then Jeffrey's like, where'd everyone go?
Don't leave, right?
Don't leave, come back. But I think in general, if your friends can't be honest with you, would you rather them talk about your child behind their back, like behind your back,
Yeah,
and
right.
go, because there are kids that are difficult to like. Like there are like
Well, I feel like
it's
you
just
can
the way
Oh,
it is.
true.
you can do that, right? Because I feel like you're gonna have a
Oh, man.
conversation, right?
Yeah.
And I don't feel like that's necessarily talking behind the person's back, but it should be things that you're comfortable saying to the person as well, right?
Yeah.
Like I feel like in a friendship, you should be able to look at that person and be like, "Bitch, what the fuck are you wearing? Like,
Yeah.
why do you think it's okay to leave your house in that? Like, have you fucking burned too many brain cells over the years? Like, what's happening right now? You need to take your ass back in that bedroom and go change your fucking clothes. Like, you can't leave the house. Like, you know what I mean? You need that friend. Go fix your fucking face, change the clothes, and then we'll leave. But you can't leave the house like
Katie
this
McCarthy
today.
over there?
You know,
Says Jeffrey in his standard black hoodie. But that's okay. We're not throwing stones. We're not throwing
I'm
stones here.
cold.
It's fucking
Heat
cold here.
on.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
freezing.
You're not turning the heat on now, are you?
I know. I've got the fireplace on. That's it. I got somewhere.
Maybe I'm
Oh,
reconsidering
I've
my
had the
visit.
heat on since
If the
September.
heat's
Are you
not,
kidding me?
Jeffrey, if you were to get a visitor, would you turn the heat on?
Well, yeah, but it's still like 70 degrees in here with the fireplace. But that's chilly.
this is interesting.
That's warm.
That is warm.
If your kid asks to see your boobies, you have to run and lock yourself in the bathroom.
So I had to do that. Did I ever do that?
I
How'd you do
think
that?
that's what we're saying. I think that's what we're saying.
Yeah.
If your kid
My
misses
kid
your boobies,
requested it.
I miss your boobies.
I had a full-on meltdown. I want to
Look,
see your boobies.
it shows that people are
Jeez.
paying attention. Isn't that funny?
Isn't
That was
it?
a
Oh my
while
God.
ago. Someone
It
is
was
doing
fun.
That's a long time.
their watch backs. That's very excited. One thing
Good.
that can always be dependent upon, unless it's the odd occasion that she's not here, is that Vera gets warmed up and heated over something. And I'm sure today is no different.
Where's
It's
the
time
fire
for
truck?
Vera Van. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, Van.
Kids, I don't do this often. Well, maybe I do, but okay. I'm going to repeat event. I'm still incredibly concerned about the situation in Gaza. And as Pete Davidson said on Saturday Night Live, it's not okay for kids to suffer. And before I did my vent last week, there were several people telling me, oh, you can't criticize Israel. They were the victims. They were the victims. I'm not criticizing the Israeli people. I am criticizing the Israeli government. The actions in Gaza taken by the Israeli government are not retaliating against Hamas. They are retaliating against innocent Palestinians. Now, a number of people have spoken up on this issue, not just me. There was about 3,000 Jewish Americans who did a sit-in in front of the White House this week, which was not covered by any of the mainstream media. And their signs read, "You cannot use my trauma to justify genocide." They asked for the two-state solution. They said war is not the answer. Killing doesn't solve anything. There are people in Israel who were peace allies for the Palestinian people before the Hamas attack who are saying this is not the answer. We need to continue to press our leaders. Tonight, Joe Biden made a speech and he kind of said the right thing, but still saying the wrong thing. He said, we need a two-state solution. And that was what I was talking about last week. Palestine needs a seat at the table. This was their homeland too. This land means something to them. They have been living hoarded into a small apartheid within their own country. And the United Nations has been aware of this for years. They refer to it as occupied Palestinian territory, meaning it belongs to Palestine, but Israel just moved in. We need to continue to put pressures on our leaders because we don't want to be on the wrong side of this. There needs to be a two-state solution. but a military buildup by the Israeli government is not going to achieve a two-state solution. And no matter how much President Biden may say he wants a two-state solution, Netanyahu has said a million times he is opposed to it. So keep the pressure on, call your representatives, write letters. Palestine, he has the right to exist.
Well said. I couldn't get the thing. I couldn't get the. We did have this come up as well. Yay, Vera events, my favorite. Oh, Christina's left. You've upset Christina again. Good work. Good work. Now watch that.
Nazi.
Watch that friend request just get
Always.
rejected. Oh, blocked. Before we finish, I did put this up on the page, and Jeffrey had a very visceral reaction to the poster for the new Strangers trilogy that's coming out.
No,
Did you guys ever? Vera,
no.
you won't have seen it. You won't have seen it.
I saw the poster.
Don't do it, Vera. Don't even read the Wikipedia page. Don't do it.
Tim, have you ever seen the Strangers? It's all right. Have you ever seen the Strangers?
I didn't even realize there was a second one. I did see the first one though.
Yeah, Jeffrey's not about it. Did you ever see the movie The Strangers, Christina?
No.
With Liv Tyler? Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't
Home
do
invasion, home invasion horror, not your thing.
No.
I'm not gonna see it. You know me, horror.
No. I was gonna say Vera's not the thing.
Listen. There's horror movies, okay? Then there's this twisted fucking shit, okay? Like there's Hostile, and you know what I mean? Guts, crazy fucking, Okay, that's something. All right, that's okay. But this shit, this ain't even fucking right. The twist at the end, and they're like, "Why? Because you're home."
Yes.
Oh, no,
We'll talk more about it because we're in
Wait, I have seen it. I have seen it.
No.
Liv
I
Tyler
have.
with the masks. It's
Bitch.
Tamara.
That
Yes.
fucking line,
Yes, I
I
have seen
lost
it.
my shit. I was screaming. I fucking lost.
Is Tamara
That was the
home?
last horror movie. Nope, I never watched another scary movie.
One of the scariest movies I've seen in cinemas.
Done.
Is camera home?
I think that's when I
Yeah,
went back on medication.
No. But the reason I mentioned it, spooky season
Swear
is
to
happening. We have a Halloween special coming up, and we want some stories. We need some stories. So if you have ever had something creepy or weird happen to you, a friend or family member, share your story by video, audio, or email, and make an appearance on this year's Halloween special. Your submissions will close October 30th. Please send them to myuncensoredradio@gmail.com. And once again, it doesn't have to be ghosts. If something spooky's happened to you, some weirdos followed you, I know your grandmother knew Jack the Ripper, something like that. We want some weird and wonderful stories because I'm going to get to the core of we're going to get to the cast, and I'm going to find out what scares them because it's going to be all kinds of Halloween horror goodness. But until then, Christina has something to say. Do you have something to say, girl?
I feel like I know we're gonna go over. We're gonna go way over.
We're over. It's all right. We do what we
I have
want.
a quick question to kind of go off of Vera's vent. Because I asked this the other day because I wasn't sure, why people do this. I mean, I know why, but I guess I just wanted a better answer. Why do I know this is gonna sound stupid, but I really don't. Why do people protest if the war is not in their country? Why are people to me it sounds silly, or it seems silly to protest against the war. Just let me finish my thought. Just let me because again I want you to get in my brain. If the war isn't here, what does it matter to the people over there that the U.S. is protesting it? I feel like they're they're in it. They're in the shit. And if I was in the shit and then I saw fucking Germany protesting against our war, I'd be like, okay, well come over here and fucking help us. I feel like you're just sitting there with a goddamn poster on your lawn. I feel like it's not really doing anything. And if anything, it's causing more issues. Because then people fight. Because then you got all the Israelis and all the other people fighting against each other.
I think
that's the
point. That's the point of protest, is to give more visibility, because a lot of people will see foreign news on the TV and switch off because it doesn't concern them. Right, V?
Yeah.
Yes, but the U.S. has a big stake in this. We are sending them support. We have 2 aircraft carriers in the region. We are vowing to protect Israel.
Yeah.
Israel has been our ally for a long time, but in this instance, we don't owe them blind loyalty, especially if they are violating human rights. We need to use our position as their ally and their supporter to steer them in a better path. And there were plenty of people protesting overseas when George Bush went into Afghanistan, and it may not have affected our foreign policy, but it did drive dialogue internationally. It created dialogue on the international stage with the United Nations, and it did help hold people accountable. You know, there are a number. I mean, the videos out of Palestine are horrifying. Jeff posted one to the page tonight about that young child who watched his friend's brains fall out of his head. You know, we have an obligation to speak up. That's not right. That's a child. That child is not Hamas.
To put
the
it,
child is just playing ball.
to take it out of this situation, though, think of the reaction that the world had to the events of September 11th, which was a distinctly American attack. Yeah, it was American soil.
Right.
It wasn't aimed at that point at Australia, at the UK.
Right.
But everyone reacted to it. The world reacted to it, and this is one of those moments where that we are seeing what we're being allowed to see of that situation. But with social media and differing opinions and news, we're getting mixed messages. I think that the most important thing that you have to take away from the situation is that on either side there are innocent people that are dying and suffering because of this, and giving those people a voice through protest is what we're doing. Essentially, it happened here in Australia too. Both sides have been protesting, and it's a visibility thing. It's saying, and solidarity, really going, we see you. We may not be able to come over and help you, but we can help you be seen.
Yeah.
I guess. Look at us getting deep in our. Look at us getting all deep in our overtime. Look at
better.
us.
Yeah, right. Oh my God.
See us next week on 60 Minutes. Oh God.
Yeah.
We're gonna launch 60 Minutes 3. Ooh, what are we saying? Remember 60 Minutes 2? Remember 60 Minutes 2?
Who was the host of that? Wasn't it was somebody
It was gonna revolutionize the world. 60 Minutes 2. It's like, can't you just call it the second hour or something? I don't know. That would have sounded more dramatic.
Yeah.
Woo! Anyway, we're not going to go for a second hour. We're just got a little bit over time. We'll see you all next week. Thank you for joining us. Mazel to Tim and his beautiful wife. Congratulations. Good to have everyone back. See you all next week.
Can't wait to go looking through those pictures.
Woo!
Yes.
If you're not blocked. Bye. Finalize the argument. I'm going to just call everyone's kids assholes.